Hiro is a depressed high schooler with a dull and boring life who plays RPG games to escape from reality. He was an excellent athlete who excelled in sprinting and running marathons, but apparently, during an important race, Hiro tripped and fell, accidentally wetting his pants in front of everyone. Everybody laughed at him and made fun of him. He felt so humiliated that he left his athletic life behind and became a target for bullying. On the way home, he's forced to give the bullies some money, but he accidentally gives them a tip. He gave them the money he saved up to buy a game he was hyped about. Hiro was feeling awful, but then he stumbled upon a small old back alley game store. He decided to give it a try and met Riona, a wannabe game critic who only trash talks the game he wanted. Hiro found her point to be true. However, to his surprise, Riona had a game with a lower price and was willing to sell it to him. Hiro, happy as a hungry monkey upon seeing a banana, paid her, only to realize that it was not the game he was looking for. Instead, it was a 10-year-old game which nobody played anymore. Of course, Hiro wanted his money back, but she was like, "If you play it, I might fall in love with you." And as you guessed it, a typical virgin couldn't turn down her two big weapons of persuasion. He rushes home and logs into that old, dead game, but to his surprise, the game follows the law of ultra-realism. The player can feel the gentle breeze sweeping on his face, and the objects and surroundings feel so real when touched. Hiro is trying to understand how the game works and what his objective in this world is. Then, Alicia, a peasant, enters the room, claiming they are childhood best friends and wants Hiro to help her harvest apples. Hiro starts to get a bit confused. Then, Martin enters, a cheerful jacked guy who also claims to be his best friend and Alicia's brother. Hiro is now even more confused. He doesn't know any of them and starts thinking about what to do next. Then, suddenly, he remembers a goddess-like figure asking him to save the city. Hiro decides to leave the city, which creates an awkward silence in the room. Leaving the city without permission is considered a crime and will be severely punished. On top of that, the outside walls of the city are surrounded by ruthless goblins, so the chances of Hiro leaving the city and staying alive are pretty much the same as Boruto becoming an actual good show. But Hiro wants to fulfill his destiny and save the world. Martin tries to make Hiro remember what he and Martin promised each other under the big tree, but obviously, Hiro, who skipped the story introduction, has no idea about it. He tries to step out of the house where he is stopped by Martin. A generic RPG motivation type song starts to play. This is it, the game has started. You need to defeat Martin here to advance to the next level. Hiro is thrilled, and he attacks Martin, only to fall on his butt. At that moment, he understood two things. 1. This game took realism to a whole new level, making players feel pain, and 2. In a game that follows ultra-realism, a skinny high schooler with no combat skills can't take down a gym bro like Martin. Yep, this game is trash. Hiro feels awful. On top of that, Martin is making fun of Hiro while slicing an apple using a fruit knife. Hiro, humiliated and triggered by Martin's words, gets up, and now Martin, instead of having an apple slice in his throat, he has a fruit knife stabbed through it. Things took a dark turn out of nowhere. Seeing this, Hiro and Alicia start screaming, and Hiro runs out of the house. At this moment, we would say the same thing Hiro said while he was running. What the hell is happening? Hiro, who was supposed to be a hero in this game, has now earned the title Best Friend Killer, and now he has a psychotic childhood friend chasing him, saying she will kill him. What a fun RPG it turned out to be. On the way to escape from Alicia, Hiro meets Riona, who is a support fairy from Riona. Hiro understands that Alicia was supposed to be a permanent op member of his team, but since Hiro killed Martin, that's not possible anymore. So now he has this maniac NPC with high stats chasing him. Hiro wants to restart the game, but Riona says he can't because it follows ultra-realism, which makes sense. In real life, you're stuck with the decisions you make, whether it's killing somebody or choosing your annoying wife or girlfriend. At this moment, Hiro reaches his limit. It's official. The game is trash. And on top of that, news about Hiro killing Martin is spreading like a forest fire, and the guards are looking for him. Riona suggests that he sees Jinji, one of the few active players who also happened to kill his childhood best friend. So he may be able to help Hiro. But on the way, Hiro is ambushed by Alicia, who's holding fruit knives. Oh boy, she looks more horrific than your girlfriend when she finds out you kept your ex's pictures in your phone. Scared, Hiro tries to log out of the messy game, but he can't. Apparently, you can't log out from the game during an ongoing event. Hiro feels like he is doomed now, and Alicia is approaching him fast with her fruit knives. But Riona saves him by attacking Alicia. In her eyes, finding an opening, Hiro runs far away and is finally able to meet Genji, a middle-aged drunk man who killed his childhood best friend at the beginning of the game itself just because he was curious to know what would happen. Yep, that's how you find a real-life psychopath. Hiro learns the harsh truth that to beat this game, you need to be strong in the real world. Yeah, basically, you need to be an MMA fighter or a soldier. Otherwise, your chance of beating the game is zero. This was not something Hiro signed up for. Nobody wants this much realism in a game. And before a hero could say anything, Genji betrays Hiro, and the guards arrest Hiro. Yeah, Genji helped the guards catch Hiro in return for a few coins. So now Hiro is arrested and stoned by the public. From being a hero whose destiny is to save the land, Hiro is now locked up in a tiny cell. He understands that there is practically nothing heroic about him in this game other than his name and decides to log out. But when he's about to do it, Martin's ghost appears, blaming Hiro for his death. Scared out of his wits, Hiro screams to get out of the prison. At that moment, a girl named Miss Sarissa appears and takes him to a separate room. Hiro sees a bed, and a notification pops up. It says the following event may contain intense stimulations. Mistaking the event for some different type of intense simulation, Hiro agrees to do the adult event. But little does he know that the adult event the game is mentioning involves Hiro getting tortured by Ms. Rissa. Apparently, she was the town inquisitor. If Hiro confesses his crime, he will go back to prison. But if he endures it, he will be freed. Riona appears, and she decides to help Hiro by saying, "Endure it so that you will be free from your crimes." While that's not much of a help, is it? As Ms. Rissa is about to chop off Hiro's legs, he wets his pants in fear, unlocking an unknown story path where Hiro avoids torture. And on top of that, Ms. Rissa feels heavenly seeing Hiro wet his pants for some weird reason. While Riona is joyful about Hiro getting freed from his crimes, Hiro is numb with embarrassment and decides to log out and never play the game again. But his younger sister Kaidi, who once looked up to him, is mad at him. He's only running away from his problems, just like he quit running, and now the game. Hiro goes to Riona's shop to refund the game, where he finds out about Kamui, a local politician and the only player who cleared the game. Riona shows Hiro a walkthrough written by Kamui, but nobody has ever been able to complete Kamui's walkthrough. Not because it uses some secret code or language, but because apparently Kamui wrote this walkthrough in such a way that you feel like a failure, a waste of space, and a complete idiot who hasn't achieved anything in life. Come on, let's be honest. If I need bullying like this, I'd rather go to my dad. Anyway, from his walkthrough, Hiro gets an idea of how to move forward in this game. He has to defeat Alicia without fighting her. And he also realizes that he has a sword back home that he failed to notice. And Riona convinces him to play the game again. You ask, what did she tell him, right? Imagine going back in time and becoming a pure 17-year-old boy again, and this 25-year-old girl with 2 atomic bombs promises to marry you if you clear the game. Yep, he ran home and logged in. He meets Tesla, the captain of the city guards. Tesla clears Hiro of his crimes, but the townspeople still think he's a culprit and that he bribed the officials to escape. Well, that's exactly what real-life townspeople do, isn't it? He returns home to find the sword which, for the sake of annoying realism, the sword was rusted. And if you are wondering, yes, Alicia is still on Hiro's trail to kill him. She attacks him, but this time Hiro tries to use the smoke bomb to escape. But as you guessed, annoying realism in the game makes sure the smoke bomb will only work if you actually light up the fuse. Alicia tries to kill him but is saved by Miss Arissa. Miss Arissa was stalking Hiro not because she fell in love with him, but because she wants to torture Hiro to see him with himself again. Yet she's useless as hell. She gets knocked out in seconds. Alicia is now about to kill Hiro until he remembers that he must defeat her without fighting her. But how can he do it? Well, how about feeling some opie? I mean, that's how you deal with a person who is trying to murder you, right? Of course, it didn't work. Rather, it made Alicia angrier. Then Hiro understands what he needs to do. To confess his love to her. Hearing this, Alicia is conflicted and runs away crying. At that moment, Hiro finally understands he has been doing everything wrong. For him, This is just a game, but for Alicia, Hiro was her childhood friend, and Martin was her brother. Hiro killed him and didn't even bother to help him. Instead, he ran away from the house. Hiro now feels awful and goes to the tree where his childhood memories are triggered. He sees childhood memories of him, Martin, and Alicia, and how they promised they would be friends forever. And there, Martin forgives Hiro. His title changes to something good, and Riona now believes he can still become a hero in this game. They take the rusty sword and go to look for a blacksmith to fix it. But then they notice smoke arising from the city. Apparently, the city is under a goblin attack, but Riona has never seen this event before. And as you expect, dumb Hiro wants to kill them and save the city. But Riona warns him that goblins are extremely strong and quick, and Hiro doesn't have a chance of winning against them. She also says that if you die in this game, no, you won't die in real life, but your console will be toasted. Yeah, better uninstall the game. Only Kamui and a professional boxer managed to kill a goblin. With Riona's help, Hiro distracts a goblin and saves a little girl using his newly unlocked super speed skill based on his real-life running abilities. Tesla then asks Hiro to join the city guard as a mercenary. Hiro agrees to join, seeing it as a chance to showcase his heroic side and save the world. But he finds out that this choice only has a 0.1% chance of victory. That means Hiro's console will get destroyed. But there's a way to increase it to 0.5%. I mean, now we're talking, right? Hey, why are you uninstalling the game already? All he needs to do is to train for 5 days. It's okay, except for the fact that NPCs are bullying him for being weak and for killing Martin. Despite going through so many hardships and rigorous training, Hiro decides not to quit the game and to move forward. As a reward for Hiro's bravery, Riona reveals the real reason she wants Hiro to keep playing. She was once rejected by Kamui in the game, who told her that her opie was too big. Clearly, that guy was out of his mind. And since that day, she vowed to marry the person who finishes the game to take revenge on Kamui. Stupid as hell, but yeah, just like him, I was expecting a serious reason. But let's admit it, nothing serious ever comes from Riona's mouth. He forms a team with Alicia and Miss Arissa, and when the goblin attack starts, guess where his hero? Nope, not fighting, but taking the biggest dump of his life. And yes, there's a goblin licking his lip while staring at him. Frightened, Hiro is saved by Miss Arissa, who cuts off the goblin's head. Some of you may wonder what she was doing there. Well, she just wanted to see Hiro in action again. You know, the same type of mom to rescue his children. Not because he wanted to kill humans, but because he wanted to save his kids. Goblins have lived in peace with humans. However, the queen and government were using them to keep the people inside the starting city. Tesla killed the guards who were witnesses to the revelation and became the final boss. Hiro finally understood why Kamui had mentioned the 0.1% probability. It's because of Tesla, the strongest NPC. Everything was over. His console was about to toast. Hiro actually became a hero in this messy game until the sword breaks. I guess this is the end. There is nothing Hiro can do now, can he? You can't kill Tesla with a broken sword. Or can you? When Tesla was about to kill Hiro, Martin came into his mind. And with his support, Hiro acquired a brand new cursed blade. Hiro, with his new cursed blade, went all out. Tesla had no escape from it. Hiro swung his sword at Tesla. Could this be it? Is this the moment we had all been waiting for? But wait, what the? Yeah, Hiro logged out. He will play the game again. But first, he needs his 1-month training arc. Hiro starts his training again and slowly gets his life back on track. He overcomes his depression and becomes closer to his little sister as he used to be. He even stands up against his bullies. And now, finally enjoying life again. Hiro is ready to stop being a virgin and beat this trash game. Comment your favorite part of the video.